Hi, my name is Andrea Villaria, and this is my reflection vlog for the novel Power by Hogan. So, a common theme I found while reading this novel was rebirth, and I also found that wind and nature was very common as well. In many instances, I felt like Amishito had a rebirth experience or came in contact with something that also had that experience. In the beginning, I thought this theme came into play after the storm at the beginning of the novel. Right after the storm, Amishito had described how everything in the area was destroyed, and it was as if the storm had chewed up the town and spit it back out because it left nothing the way it was before. Everything was destroyed, all the animals were gone, everything. Shortly after, she described what seemed to be the rebirth of Sisa, the panther. The sky had opened up, no more gloominess, sun beaming through the clouds. Exactly what I imagine when I think of the rebirth of Jesus in the Bible. So I think this was a very important part of this novel because we see the rebirth of the sacred animal and just contributes to this theme. Another time is towards the end of the novel when Amishito finds herself gaining more of an idea of who she is and her relationship with the taiga people and the nature and even with her family. In order to find herself, to have this internal rebirth of her identity, she leaves the westernized culture, which is also such a big and important step to finding herself because her family living in this westernized area, it just didn't allow her to have her own beliefs or think her own way about nature and try to find herself with the taiga people because they didn't understand why she wanted to be with them. They didn't understand why she liked Amma so much. She was so in touch with the nature and her relationship with the taiga people. So leaving them was really the only choice she had. Back to another theme I found in this novel. I found that nature, but the wind specifically, came up very much. Right off the bat, we see in the first chapter the relationship between the wind and Amishito. She mentions how she feels a connection with the wind, and even her grandma tells her that she has a strong wind inside her, a wind with eyes. And then also, another instance is during the storm. Amishito personifies the wind many times during the storm, and that stood out to me the most. It was on page 33, and here's the quote. The wind has pushing hands, it has a body, it screams like a train coming through. It hits so quickly it stops me in my running and throws me to the ground. It forces the air out of my lungs and I see the dead and drowning insects being blown right off the earth in front of my face. So I feel that this quote really personifies the wind and shows how she thought that this wind was so powerful because it was basically as if it was a human pushing her and forcing the air out of her lungs and throwing her to the ground. Like, it must have been very, very strong to be able to do that because no normal wind could throw you to the ground. But I really thought that this personified the wind and showing how important it is to even describe how strong it was. So